Welcome to Habitly Courses, a production of Manage to Win. Each course is divided into multiple lessons for easy viewing. All are now completely free, so you can watch them on your own or work through them as a team. Please subscribe to this channel, leave a comment, and share your favorite lessons with others. Try to find something that helps you be your best.
Hello, this is David Russell. I'm back. We're talking about character counts. And you really can't talk about character without talking about ego. So how do we manage our egos? Egos can be a good thing, but also can be a bad thing. And we are given, I don't know how many messages a day by advertisers, etc., and people around us that appeal to our ego. And I like to say here that manipulators appeal to your ego. It's all about you. If you just do this, then you'll be gaining this type of thing. But we want to remember that, our egos are based on a person's values, their beliefs, and their perception of virtues. Notice I say perception of virtues, because even evil people have a perception of virtues. When Jim Collins did his famous study of good to great leaders, they only had one trait in common, and that was humility. And that certainly is an ego that's in check. A big ego is incorrect in its unhealthy response to praise. As a matter of fact, there's an old verse there's a proverb actually that man is tested by the praise he receives, and it's a pretty challenging one. So the big I want this, I want that, replaces the little I when your ego's out of whack. It's too big. Good to great leaders, as I mentioned, their common thing was humble. They only had 11 companies that qualified as great out of 1,435 that were considered. And the definition of a great company was one that had a good to great transition involving a 10-year fallow period, and then by 15 or more years of increased profits. So in other words, they had 10 years that were nothing remarkable, and then all of a sudden they shot up for 15 years. Humility is demonstrated through your integrity, through your energy, your inspiration, your wisdom, and your courage, the courage to do things that others would not do. So how do we avoid ego errors? You know what? One of the simplest things to learn is to pause. To pause. Someone hurts your ego, you pause before speaking or making a decision. And think about, are you taking a shortcut? Is the urgency to speak or act primarily to prove yourself? Will your pending words or actions hurt someone? And how would those words or action look on the front page of tomorrow's newspaper? So somebody does something that hurts you. Let's say it's an email that comes through and, strikes a chord. And you start pounding away on your email that you're going to reply, and you're going to straighten out this person or straighten out this situation, and they need to hear what you have to say. How many of us have been there? And if you will just pause and wait, you're going to do much better. So some step-by-step ego management starts with pausing. Next, it goes into thinking. And then consider the questions on the prior slide honestly, the ones I just went through, okay? Ask questions of yourself, ask questions of others, and then really what you want to do is identify win-wins. Now, when I bring up communication, we teach a class on communication. I don't like email communication, text, instant messenger, that type of thing. Particularly if you're angry, do not use any of those. If you're upset with someone, go talk to them verbally after you have paused and thought for a bit. And when you approach them, do not attack them as your ego would want you to do, but talk with them. Okay? Ego management, we have a whole separate course on no drama, workplace drama type of thing. And that talks about conflict, and it relates to ego management. I'd encourage you to look into that. If this is a challenge for you from time to time, it is for almost everybody, whether you display your anger or not. But this was pretty quick as far as lesson 3, ego management. Think about it. Think about what I encouraged you, that you pause and you think before you speak and different things here. 5 questions here. There's an exam for lesson 3. And I hope you enjoyed this. This is the conclusion of lesson 3. Bye for now.